Welcome everyone to our after church tea time discussion today. My name is Dennis and I am here with Renato, Tahira, Keely, and the missing Kobe that is soon going to return. And I really enjoyed today's service as always. But I wanted to ask into the round, you has first impressions, what like the main piece was that everyone took away and just, hit it off from there. So who wants to share?
Well, we can share. We'll share like what we received from the service, and like the main point was for me was like listening to God through my body and not judging what that sounds like or what my body is asking in the moment. I think like personally I've struggled a lot in the past with body issues and image issues, and I was actually just reflecting on this yesterday. I think it was yesterday. I was talking to Colby just about like how supported I feel eating Divine Dish, and like specifically like I just feel like I can eat food that I really like. Like I can eat food that feels really good, and I don't have to like worry about what it is. I trust that the work at the core of the food is taking care of me, because it's the same work that brought us into harmonious union. So it feels very supportive to have that in my life. I've never had like such loving food. I've also never had like so much flexibility in my food and in my like um just eating habits. I feel we are more disciplined with when it comes to eating. Like we eat more now, like 3 meals a day. But like the flexibility comes with me, like my choice to give myself what I need and not hold back. Whereas in like the past, um, I had a lot of like thoughts come through that I needed to deprive myself of certain foods and like prevent myself from like really being happy. That was what it was. I was like trying to get my happiness outside of myself in my diet and in my body, like trying to make my body look a certain way so that I could be happy. um, but I just really appreciate Carmel's presence with her body, because you can like tell that she's not like she didn't get to a point of peace with her body through control, right? She got there through choosing self-love and through accepting herself and accepting what her body needed. And I really appreciate that. Something like I'm still learning myself. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like what really stood out to me was the concept of having a relationship with your body. And it's just really awesome to me because I feel like so much of the time we think of our bodies as like this thing that we like use to get what we want. But our body is actually like a very important part of who we are. And in order to like have a good relationship with your body, you have to consider your body something that's important and something that gives to you. And so you also have to give to your body. And like for me, I in the past have treated my body like something for me to like extract what I want from.
Mm.
And specifically like with sports, when I was getting into running, I thought that I had to like be this really good runner and like run really far really fast or else I wasn't good enough. And so I pushed my body too hard and I got injuries. And I feel like, you know, that was just my body saying, like, this isn't actually what you want. You actually just want to have a relationship with me. And that's where you receive this good thing that you're really seeking, is in this relationship, where you're opening up to the depths of who you are and the depths of your body, and really exploring what that means to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And so, you know, like, since we've been together, we haven't really done much physical activity. We don't exercise very much. We go for walks here and there, but we're not getting on the treadmill. We're not doing push-ups all the time. And we have done that a lot in the past. And it's because we're actually developing healthy relationships with our bodies. We're not neglecting our bodies at all. We're actually developing a deeper relationship with our bodies by not forcing ourselves to do those things, and letting ourselves just, like, you know, be more sedentary, eat more junk food, because we're releasing all of that judgment.
Junk food. Yeah.
Well, it's okay to eat some junk food.
Yeah. I don't see it as junk food. Like, I see it as like good food that my body wants. Like, it tastes good and it's what my body needs.
Right. I think it's just like usually called that. So just for ease of reference, I'm calling it junk food.
Yeah. We both like really abused our bodies in the past, and for now, like, what we need is a lot of acceptance of where we are at, really, because like we got to points in our bodies where it felt like, oh, look, I'm really like fit. Like, I was extremely fit. I was always an athlete. So was Colby. And that was always like a characteristic of mine. Like, I even had it on my resume. I looked and I was like, oh, my last resume, like from years ago, was like very fit, can lift up to 50 pounds very easily. Because like I was doing jobs like that. And I'm like, I can't do that right now. That should not be on my resume right now. But what, you know, could be on my resume is that I'm actually having a true relationship with my body, and listening to it and not trying to like use it to get things.
Yeah, and you know, I feel like it's kind of an interesting analogy, but like those, you know, spiritual things don't go on you know, your resume, because the world or society at large doesn't really care about that. You know, they care about the body image, and that's what we're taught. You know, having a relationship with your body means is having that image. And so, you know, going through this process of having a relationship with your body is really just getting clear about what you value about your body.
Yeah, and I want peace in my body. I think that's what Carmel was really pointing to in the sermon, is like having peace in your body and choosing a peaceful relationship so that you can like really have the body you desire, and that you do already have. Like, you do already have your perfect body. And it's just a matter of revealing that to yourself and not trying to like control what it looks like on the outside. Yeah. Well, that was ours. Well,
Our impressions.
Yeah. Maybe let you guys talk about it.
I'm just going to take it from there. I resonated with a lot of things, pretty much everything that you said. And yeah, while listening to the sermon, I was also like just reflecting on my relationship with my body in the past and the things I did. And I had a period when, like, pretty much like my entire like teenage years, where I abused my body hugely. And I was raw vegan. I literally would starve myself. I exercised like 3 hours a day. I was like crazy. I counted calories. Like, that was the only purpose of my life. And then basically what happened, like for 2 years, I had like kind of what society we would call like the perfect body, but I was miserable on the inside. It was absolutely terrible. Even like looking back on my life, it was probably the most miserable like 2 years of my entire life so far. And basically it reached that point where I just couldn't sustain that anymore, because it was energetically so taxing to invest all my energy into basically controlling myself and forcing myself to do things that actually don't feel good. So even though on the outside it kind of looked like I had a result, and everyone would kind of come up to me and be like, how did you do this? Like, wow, your body is perfect. I would kind of be, okay, I have this. And I thought it would make me happy. And then when I got there, actually it didn't. I was more miserable than I actually was before. So yeah, I was, for 2 years kind of in that state of that like deep control, and also mixed in with a lot of just like self-hatred and judgment and whatnot. And then, yeah, the moment came where I just pretty much had like an emotional breakdown, and I started eating like a normal person again. And then obviously, because I've been like literally starving myself for 2 years, I just kind of for 2 years just continued putting on weight more and more until I kind of reached like the other side of the like extreme, like from being really underweight to having definitely like overweight. And then, yeah, I kind of reached this like peak, and then from there on it's just been a continuous, very balanced kind of, going downwards, and really finding balance in my relationship with my body and also with food. And also what you mentioned, just getting away from that, like putting restrictions on yourself and forcing yourself to eat a certain way. Like I've literally had, for the last 5 years, it's still kind of an ongoing process where I'm still like pretty much eating what I desire. And when I really desire to eat, like, chocolate or junk food, as you mentioned, I just do that without judging myself. And the more I just come into that like natural balance, where I just learn to give my body what it really needs, and allow it to, I allow myself to eat whatever I want. It's almost like these like what what we could call like unhealthy eating patterns, or unhealthy like food, like the cravings for that like disappear more and more the more in balance you come. And yeah, your body just gets into a natural, peaceful, healthy state where you naturally crave the foods that are good for you, and you naturally desire to even do physical exercise or take walks. Like that's also why I'm at right now. Like also with exercise, that's a place where it's like nothing in me desires to exercise. And I had phases where I like tried like, okay, let's do a bit here and there, and then I did it like for a week, and I was like, okay, no, this is not working, let's quit that again. But yeah, since I signed up for Divine Dish, I think it's been like a month for me now. I noticed that like once I started having a relationship with that consciousness, my habits when it comes to physical exercise have also like instantly changed. Like I find myself just doing work, living my life, and then I'm like, oh, I want to take a 1 hour long walk, and I just go for a walk when I feel like it. And before I would kind of try to, okay, like I need to do my exercise, I need to take a walk, I should do this. And sometimes I would do it, but it was never sustainable, which is also like a key point that Karma mentioned, like that sustainability that you can only like maintain if you do something because it feels good and it comes from a place of peace. So every time when you do it from control or force, or because you should do it, that's just like unsustainable. Like you can do it maybe for a week, a month, and then it just like crumbles, and like you're back where you started. But yeah, since signing up for Divine Dish, it's like I'm taking walks really regularly, and it feels really good, and I enjoy it very much. And it's just like kind of becomes like a part of like life that you just naturally do, and you don't even have to think about it. So yeah, also like what you mentioned, I think this healing into your perfect body and your perfect relationship with your body and with food and exercise and whatnot is definitely a process. And it's okay to really have patience with it. And as you said, Keely, like accept where you are right now and just move from there, and not put any pressure on yourself or judge yourself. Yeah, that was my piece. Tahira or Renato, who feels guided to share next?
Yeah, well, what would you like to share about my relationship with my body? It was always related to my true divine self. I never had any problems with like eating so much or eating less, because I naturally eat, but I don't get fat, which makes many people quite jealous with it. Even my twin flame. But my healing was more about my divine feminine, because when I was younger, especially school, I had this pressure from other people, like I supposed to be more muscular and masculine, and I always were slim, naturally slim, but I was very happy with my body. I never felt unhappy, but I was feeling this pressure that I was supposed to be more muscular. And when I was teenager, I was pushing myself to go to the gym. I didn't like it, and I was getting very frustrated with myself, and I didn't get muscular. I think my body was rejecting, like, I don't know, my muscles was not accepting. I was only getting um like sore. My muscles was always sore, and I just gave up to try to push myself. And yeah, and I think it was 2 years ago, I started to go to the gym again. I tried again, but in that place of, yeah, I'm doing, but respecting my limits, which really helped. But at the same time, I was not totally happy with that. And I was going to the gym with my twin flame, and I would enjoy like when we were going for a jog, when you jog, like when you run and you walk, and it was very a good experience daily. But then I would get so exhausted, and to go to the gym and working out very heavy, and I was like, no, I just prefer to go for a walk. And nowadays, because I am doing the mirror exercise and I am working on myself, and my well-being is more important than how I look like, I realized that I have been very happy with myself. Like, I look at myself at the mirror and I really appreciate what I see. Like, I don't need to be what people expect. Like, I just can be myself. And I love myself as the divine feminine. Of course, there is nothing to do about being the divine feminine and your shape, or being the divine masculine and the shape. But I think when you accept yourself, your true divine self, you just express who you truly are, and you accept yourself, how you look like. And now, yeah, now it doesn't matter if I am slim or if I am fat or if I am anything. So that's the most important thing. And nowadays I don't push myself anymore about how I look like. I really enjoy to go for a cycle. Even yesterday, I spent a couple of hours cycling around here, and I don't do it in a place of like to get fit, like a good body, but it's more like because I love to go to nature, explore new places. It's more like enjoying the moment rather than changing my body. Yeah, and yeah, this is the piece that came up uh, for me from this sermon that I wanted to share with you.
Okay, then I will share my piece. I have always had a very unhealthy relationship with my body. In my youth, I could not eat. I had problems with eating. I was always very thin and very not feminine looking, and I had a lot of issues with that when I was younger. And when I started to do the inner work, and I love myself, then it was naturally going away. It was like, I'm good as how I am, and as I started to feel more feminine, it doesn't matter how I look or how my body looks. And that felt very good. And also I had the problem always that I was walking very like like with the shoulders like this. And everybody was telling me like, oh, you have to walk straight. And I started to exercise about it, but it doesn't help because after 2 weeks I was not doing it anymore. But when I start to meditate and go inside and love myself and give myself love, then it was like one day I looked into the mirror and it was like gone. It was like, oh, I stand straight. And it's all about, I feel, it's really like the inside, how you feel into the inside, and that will naturally resolve everything with my body. And also I like to eat now more, and the divine dish helps a lot. Sometimes we go to McDonald's because my children like it, but it's okay. I like it too sometimes. And what really, really helped me was once Shaleia said in the class that see yourself through God's eyes. And that was really like the key for myself, like really go within and look at myself, how God sees me, how God sees my body, and how God sees my hair and my skin and everything. And it is always very beautiful. And when I integrate this picture of myself more and more, then I feel this way, and it shines. This was the key for me to really get in. I mean, I'm not like fully healed in this area, but what really gives me peace, what really just see myself through God's eyes. There's nothing more to do. For me, it's nothing more. I don't have to go to run somewhere or to eat more or less. Or for me, that's enough.
Something that both you and Kobe and Key like really touched on is like that choice of like just choosing peace. And something that Carmel also mentioned in her sermon, and like, if you look at society and how most people treat this like whole area of like having the perfect body or not, it always comes at a cost. You always have to sacrifice your peace, or like your peace and sometimes many other things, in order to have the external perfect body. And just like this quote that probably everyone knows, that goes something along the lines of like, if it costs you your peace, it's not worth it. And that applies to your body, it applies to like pretty much everything in life. And God did not create like the world that we ever have to sacrifice our peace to have something we desire. Like that would be very fucked up if that was how it worked. So the way is always peace. And yeah, that's like just a very beautiful thing that the sermon really brought home, that you can have peace, you can have everything and have the perfect body.
Yeah, I like that too. I feel like what we're doing is really working on our foundation so that we can have that space and a routine that feels peaceful for our bodies. Because anytime I had done like intense exercising, it was always like you said, like at a cost. There was a cost that I had to pay. Like either I would be exhausted, or I would like have to not work on something else that I really wanted to, or whatever, or I'd go broke or something, like whatever it was. So there was never like a balance. So we're working on our foundation so that we can have a balanced life. If we're not exercising at all, like there's an imbalance there. So like we do still, even though we're like really working on grounding, and like I guess we're really working on our like upper chakras too. Like I was watching a class, and I think Shaleia was talking about how like you have to like work on different chakras at different times, and sometimes you work on like your upper chakras and your lower chakras take a little break, and then you whatever. So we've been doing that, but I think yeah, like it's really important for us to still work on all of our chakras and do the walking, do the stretching. You were just doing like physical therapy before this, and yeah, like it feels good to like still pay attention to your body, even if you like are working on a routine and you're healing a lot and doing a lot of inner work, right? You still want to pay attention to your foundation there. um, but yeah, we want to do it from a place that will be sustainable, so that we're not like going up and down, because that to me feels really bad, and I don't like feeling like my body's on a roller coaster, and it's very stressful actually, like to lose a lot of weight, gain a lot of muscle, and then go off of that and then gain weight and lose muscle, like, right? If you think about how your body is, like, that's a lot of energy that you're having to put on your body. So what we're doing is just kind of maintaining right now. Like, we're not, we've gained a little bit of weight, but it's not like too much. Um, and a lot of that is because we're eating healthier and we're eating like on a schedule, and we're not like starving ourselves. And yeah, just listening to when our body wants to walk or go do something. Like, we don't really have a set routine just yet, but that's something we're actively working towards. And that feels good because we don't want to stress our bodies out like we used to.
Yes, it's very also nice to move the body, right? It's not only like meditating and do inner work. It's also nice to feel your body and to, if you had a walk or run, or it's really like nice to feel how it feels. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Feel
totally.
alive. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, like Keely said, I've been doing some physical therapy because I have some injuries from previous attempts at exercise that went awry. And the physical therapy is like very like light exercise. And you have to be really intentional about doing physical therapy because you're actually exercising really small muscle groups that are like very particular muscle groups. And so like each motion that I make in my physical therapy has to be very intentional. I have to be very aware of all of the parts of my body so I ensure that I'm working out the right muscle group. And for a long time, this was really frustrating to me because I just wanted to get to the push-ups, get to the bicep curls and like the exercise, right? And now what I feel like it's teaching me is just to like be present with myself. And I actually am finding it very enjoyable to just be present in my body and have that more focused attention on my body and like give it that love and that encouragement over and over again to just be like like I kind of like think like I'm getting stronger even though it's a very small muscle group, like I'm getting stronger and I'm feeling it and it feels really good, and just that little bit of encouragement and that little bit of added strength every day, just it feels really good, and it just feels really good. It's not like I'm not trying to get the six-pack abs or like have the really rockin' bod. I'm just doing it because it feels really good. And I feel like that's really like the foundation that's required to be able to take your body to those next levels of fitness and to be able to feel good doing it, is to really have that practice of just being present in your body and just to like feel good doing that little bit. That feels really nice. So that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, it's important to look at what your intentions are when you exercise. Like, what are you really doing it for? And are you doing it because it feels good, like your body really wants it, or are you doing it for something else? If you're doing it for something else, don't do it. It's not worth it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this analogy came to me when we were speaking, and it's that we were designed for peace. We were designed for peace and good feelings to nourish us and to fulfill us as beings. That's how God created us. And it can kind of be compared to like eating food, where you're designed to eat food. And if you try to like take a piece of bark and eat it, it's not going to work. You're not going to have a very good experience, right? It's not going to nourish you. It's not going to give you energy. And so I feel like with your body, like if you're trying to get that nourishment and that fulfillment from somewhere other than peace, then you're just not going to get it. You're not going to get that nourishment. You're not going to get that fulfillment because that's not how you were designed. And you were designed to get that from peace. And so it's so easy to just embrace that and to be peaceful and give yourself that nourishment that you really desire.
I really like that part that you mentioned with like getting clear on the intention behind everything that you do when it comes to exercise and like your relationship with your body. And I was just watching an LPC class earlier today where Jeff and Chia were talking about finding the deeper purpose in everything that you do. And they were talking a lot about life purpose, obviously, because it's a life purpose class. But they also at the end mentioned how everything is a vibration, and even your perfect body is a vibration that you just attune yourself to. And the entire concept was like, if you don't have the deeper purpose of why you do something, of why you want a perfect body and you want to eat healthy and exercise and all of that, if you miss that deeper purpose, you're not going to have the energy. You're going to have to take that from yourself in order to be able to maintain it. But if you find a deeper purpose of why am I actually doing this? Oh, it's because I want to feel good and feel healthy and feel supported in my body so that I can really give all I have in my life purpose. That's like a very divine reason to do it. And God is going to give you all the energy so that you can then do it. But if, for example, you're like, oh yeah, I want you to exercise and eat healthy and have the perfect body because then everyone gives me attention when I walk around and everyone looks at me. That's not going to work. You're not going to have energy for that. It's going to feel like not good because you're trying to find attention or whatever it is outside of you. And yeah, you're also not really going to it's not really like a purpose. It's just like a pretty much like seeking outside of yourself for something. So like where is the energy going to come for maintaining that if you actually don't have a like legit purpose to maintain it and while you're doing it for so yeah, that's just something to I think with every area in our life. But yeah, since we're talking about the perfect body specifically in this, it's like if everyone has to for themselves get really clear on why am I doing that, why am I actually desiring to have a perfect body, what is it for? And then yeah, if you once and then yeah, make the choice and attune your vibration to your perfect body, because as Karma said, we all already have it, because that's how God created us. And then once you make the choice, all the things where you're not quite in alignment with that choice yet are just going to come up in your reality for you to release and work through, so you can attune yourself to the vibration of your perfect body. But yeah, it all starts with a choice and with really getting clear on the deeper purpose behind having your perfect body.
Right. Yeah, I like that because like I like to move around so that I can have more energy flowing through my body. It helps me like do the everyday tasks, like cooking, even like standing on your feet for like an hour or so can be taxing if you're not, giving yourself the exercise that you need to do those things. So yeah, it feels good to like do it for yourself, right? You're doing it for your expansion so that you can feel good.
Yeah, I love what you said, Kobe and Kili, about when you make the choice in a place of peace. if you want to eat something or if you want to exercise, always in a place of peace. And we find our peace when we choose to feel our feelings, when we choose to listen to our body. I had this experience this morning when I woke up that I felt myself like I needed to do the mirror exercise because I was feeling like upset with myself. But I woke up very, very hungry. So I felt myself like, do I need to choose now eating or doing the mirror exercise? And I just chose to listen to my body, and the priority was eating because I realized that I can be present with myself whilst I'm eating. So I mean, go to the kitchen and I cook some food for myself, and I'll be present with myself, and I can love myself there. And then when I finish to eat, I can do the mirror exercise. I think along the journey we make these choices that are presented to us, and I have been doing like the mirror exercise more often, from Jeff and Shaleia's guidance, and I have making like decisions, choices along the day, like what I'm supposed to do, what I need to do right now. And because I'm off for Saturdays and Sundays, I have the opportunity to make a plan for my day. And it has been so good, this awareness of, yeah, now my body needs food. So I would just feed myself. And after that, I want to take a bike ride. Yeah, I think listen to our body and our needs, the key, to find peace there.
Do we have questions? I'm not sure. I can't see on Facebook.
We have a few comments. There's one question from Eileen. It's like with harmonious union, right? What is our intention?
Yeah, exactly. Like, you're not going to attract your twin flame through your body. That was something I was concerned about, because that's what I was taught, and that's kind of what I did like my whole life. I'm like, okay, like if I'm going to attract a mate, I'm gonna have to look fit. And yeah, that's not what happened with Colby at all. Actually, I was like not at my best like physical standards when I met Colby 3 years ago, and I also like wasn't really like, I don't know, wasn't really taking care of my body that well, but I was on the path to do that. And so I recognized like the love between twin flames just goes so much deeper. It has nothing to do with what you look like and any of that. Of course, like expressing yourself divinely is really important, like accepting yourself and accepting your divine expression. But that's not what brings you your harmonious union. Like what brings you your harmonious union is choosing love and peace at the core.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's where you are in your journey, where you're loving yourself through rigorous exercise and looking really good, and that's what God is guiding you to do, then that will attract your twin flame. But it's through that love, right? That's really what the core of it has to be. That's what your intention has to be, is to love yourself. Otherwise, you're just distracting yourself from the love that you really need. So it's that component that attracts your twin flame. That's what's really important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never like been at this physical place in my life, like meaning not like super fit. And my body has changed a lot since we've come together, but the attraction has only grown. And it like still surprises me sometimes. I'm like, this is so crazy. Like twin flames are amazing because it doesn't it doesn't matter really like what you look like, as long as you're loving yourself and accepting where you are. That's what's attractive to your twin flame. Yeah.
Straight up.
And unconditional self-acceptance, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's really also really like, I remember one time I was so tired and we were driving like 2 weeks in the car and I was so tired. My mascara was like, I was like, really don't look so good. But I was at peace with it. I was totally at peace with how I looked. And Matthias was looking at me and was like, oh, you're looking so sweet. So it's really like about self-acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like really, we accept them also, like, and love them, it doesn't matter if they have 10 kilos more or gray hair or I don't know, and just, I feel that that's really important, that love yourself as you love your twin flame, like give yourself the same love. It's the same. But
yeah, why would your twin flame want to be around a bunch of judgment?
Yeah.
No, they're not gonna want that. Neither do you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to share. I just remembered now. Just before I met my twin flame, like I had that type of guy. Like when you idealize like the perfect body before you start your journey. And I had this type of guy. And when I met my twin flame, my twin flame was like, he's just such perfection. But a few months ago, because of the lockdown, he was like eating a lot and he shaved his head. So when we met like 2 months ago, let's say physically he became everything that I would never feel any attraction in a guy. He became physically the opposite. So in the past, I would be very repelled of this appearance. But then when I saw him, I was like, he's so divine. He looks perfect. It's like attraction was only growing. Like it didn't change anything. And I shared with Dennis when it happened. And he was looking at me like the same way, like you look so amazing. Yeah, it's the proof that it's not about your physical body. It's about you accept yourself and love yourself.
I just remembered I think this is from one of the very first TFAS classes. Jeff and Cher were sharing how like the love in a twin flame relationship is not on the level of bodies, it's like on the level of souls. So everything except for like the soul stuff, who you are at your core, like actually like doesn't matter. And that's like such a freeing thing. And like not being in a twin flame relationship, because this is still something new to the world. Many people don't know about this. And most people are in a soulmate relationship, and that's like like you need to do some stuff like with your body to keep someone around that is not meant to be with you, where there's actually no real attraction there and you're just like literally faking it. Like of course like people have tried doing having the perfect body, attracting someone with their body, because if it's not your twin flame, like there's literally no other way. Kind of. So I guess overall lesson is like, don't be with anyone but your twin flame, because it sucks and it's not worth it. But Tahira, I think you mentioned we had some comments. Would you like to read them?
yes. Aiden said also, great topic. I mentioned that I'm eating unhealthy when I'm trying to numb out or avoid inner healing. I do not enjoy food at that times. As I recognized it, I began to choose a more balanced life with my body and health.
Beautiful.
And Liana says, I love using my body. It gives me energy and feeling of life. Christy said, we are designed for peace. I love that. Yeah, that's it. And Christina sends a heart.
I really love what Leanne said, that her body makes her feel alive. I was just really like, yeah, thinking about that now. How like, you know, like that's actually so cool that we get to experience ourselves on this earth in a body. Like, you know, it's actually a really amazing like experience to live like this, and yeah, have a body, and like, you know, all the cool things we can do by having a body.
Yes, using our senses like see and smell and hear and stuff. Yeah, it's very, and feel. Very nice.
God,
There's one more comment. I judge my belly because I've been constipated most of my life and my belly is very distended. I've been holding myself back from being with my twin flame sensually and allowing him to see me, and it is causing upset between us. Could you offer advice, please?
Don't judge yourself. Yeah, accept your body and accept your belly. I had the same issue actually. My stomach was very bloated and very uncomfortable and sensitive, and it honestly looked like I was like 5 months pregnant. Like it was big, and I found this work and like finally started accepting myself and loving myself. And I remember like I was in the shower one time and I was like just so in pain. Like I was just like, ugh, when is this gonna end? I just want this pain of my stomach, you know, like extending and my skin extending and all those ligaments and whatever. I just wanted it to end. And I just went in and did the mirror exercise and realized like this part of me just wanted to be accepted. Like my belly literally just wanted me to accept it. And I did that, and immediately it was like clockwork. It just started to like come back, like the bloating like went away, and I actually felt a lot of relief immediately. So this the inner work that you do is really important. Doing the mirror exercise when you do have body issues that comes up, really important. And supporting yourself with any kind of medical support that you need is also really important. Yeah.
No more comments at the moment.
Okay, I'm just feeling into this if anything else is coming up to be shared.
I can share something. I pulled a card this morning and it was judgment.
Oh,
It's a very beautiful card. Maybe I can read that. That's the topic here at the moment.
go ahead. That sounds good.
Let go of your fear of being judged. You are good enough. It's time to release all that you have kept safely locked away in your heart. Your true essence and potential have been restricted by structure and method for long enough. There is no right or wrong. Just be you.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. I feel that we pressure ourselves a lot, like we have to look like, you know, it's a little bit a society thing also, like you have to have this body and this hair and these eyes and this makeup, and like this pressures a lot. Like, yes, and it's not true because everybody is unique and everybody has a unique body, and that's really beautiful from our creator. Yeah. And just accept that there's nobody on this planet who looks like me. Like, wow, that's so beautiful. And everybody has it. And it doesn't matter what size I have or how big are my feet or not, or it's just unique, and that's the beauty. I feel like, yeah.
One thing I also really got from this card is just this like message that we're divine at our core, and so like our body has to, you know, like it's divine too. It has to be, because it is an expression of who we are. And no matter how you know where you are at with your body right now, if you still have healing to do, if you already are with it where you want it to be, like it does not take away or add to your divinity. You're already divine. Like your body cannot change that. Well, I don't know about all of you, but I feel complete with our discussion here. Does anyone else have anything to add? Any last words, closing messages?
I feel complete. Just love yourself. That would be my like main thing always. Like just keep loving yourself and loving your body. Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah, I feel complete too. Yeah, just being present with ourselves and find the peace there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Tahira.
Yes, I feel complete.
Okay, good. Yeah. Yeah, I think my closing words would be just chill and enjoy your life and don't stress out over anything, because it's not worth it and it's not getting you to where you want to be. And yeah, that's, you know, when it comes to your body and with everything else. It's okay to be peaceful and patient and gentle, compassionate, and just enjoy your life and yeah, take the steps you can. Okay, well, thank you all for watching. And yeah, we will have our next discussion next Sunday, but yeah, with other people. It was really nice for me, and I guess for all of you. I'm just going to speak on your behalf to be here and talk about this. And yeah, have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye bye.